The book is always better, right? That's what we always hear. Sometimes that's not always the case. I think there are many books and stories that should be adapted, or at least should be considered to be adapted to the screen. Some are just overlooked, but it really all comes down to the handling, how the director and how the studio is going to handle the source material. I think that determines what adaptation succeeds or fails. Because certain things translate well on screen and then certain other things really don't. A director has a ton of responsibilities, but their main responsibility is to take a script or a book and say, this is good, let me make it great. When that happens, and when everything else, 100 million other things fall into place perfectly, then we get a good adaptation. But all those things have to fall into place. I heard this one quote, I forget who said it, but it's, a painter needs a paintbrush, a writer needs a pen, but a director needs an army. When you direct a set, or when you're passionate about something and then you go to actually direct the thing, when you're on set, man, there's a million things that will go wrong that you just will not think of until it happens. I sort of have sympathy for people who try to direct or try to make something or try to adapt something and it ends up maybe not always going the way you want it to go. But there's so many different factors, man. I mean, sometimes it could just be the studio that's pushing back on something, or sometimes it could be test screenings, that chop up what you originally planned. And anyway, books. We're talking about books and adaptations. The topic of this video I got from Leanna's Library, who made a similar video. Definitely check her channel out. It is awesome, and subscribe to her. This video will more or less be piggybacking off of that. So yeah, I think the movie does sometimes outshine the book. It definitely doesn't happen often, but once in a while you get a good one, like Aragon. Just kidding. So number one on this list for me would have to be Fight Club. I read Fight Club, I think, in high school, and actually no, I saw the movie first, and I freaking loved it. It was so good. And David Fincher did an amazing job adapting that. And then I read the book. So I did watch the movie first, and then I read the book. The book is still pretty good. It still has all the same stuff. It's just, man, the movie just really not only fine-tunes the story, but also just it just adds another layer with its editing and with its film style. Can't recommend the movie enough. It's so good. I think even Chuck Palahniuk, the author, said that he saw the movie and said that Fincher connected some themes that he didn't even think about, and that the adaptation was a little better than his book. But you know what? The movie wouldn't have happened without the book, so it's it had to come from somewhere. I don't think he should kick himself too much for that, because it's still a good story, but the movie definitely elevates it. When anybody asks me this, when anybody's like, do you ever think the movie was better? Sometimes people ask me that, and I always immediately think of Fight Club, because I'm like, yeah, because it's still a good book, it's still a good story, but the movie definitely elevates, and that's what the adaptation is supposed to do. It's either supposed to be really true to its source material, or it's supposed to elevate it, and I think in this case it definitely elevated it. Number 2 on my list is The Dark Tower. Just kidding, that movie sucked. Good cast, terrible movie. I don't know why you would take 8 books and just shove them into 90 minutes. That makes no sense to me. Like I said, good cast, but terrible movie. Can't believe I don't have Fight Club. I don't have the movie or the book. I'm surprised. I thought I had the Blu-ray, but I guess I don't. Why is this still here? But no, the second on my list is Stand By Me. The children in that story bring a certain level of charm, the way they portray the characters. However, both the book and the movie adaptation both follow and they portray the same themes accurately, I think. I'm trying to think of a bit that was maybe in the movie that wasn't in the book. I think the bit with the gun, when they fire the gun and they don't know it's loaded. I think that bit isn't in the book. Do I have the book? I do. Haha. Move over. The book's called The Body. The movie's called Stand By Me. I don't know the reason why they changed it. I'm sure there is a reason. Maybe they wanted to sell the song. I don't think the bit with the leeches is in the book, but it's definitely in the movie. I think the story that he tells, the story that Will Wheaton's character tells about the guy getting revenge by puking in a pie eating contest. I think that's in both. Yeah, pretty sure that's in both. They both portray the messages of innocence lost really well. They're both fantastic, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's only just a little bit better. Like honestly, I don't want to pile on Stephen King because I honestly think the movie is just a little bit better because of the charm and because of the things that the actors bring to it. I think that's the only real reason. Other than that, it's pretty dang good. It's a good story. You know, it's, what, 100 pages or so? A little over 100 pages? Okay, yeah, 150 pages, 160 pages, sure. They're both good. That's all I can say. Which actually does bring me to my next one, though. Number 3 on my list is The Mist. Again, very true to the source material. They're both extremely good. Both extremely good. The only reason I think the movie is a little bit better, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm going to say, and it's that Frank Darabont, swapped out the endings, and he made the ending of The Mist so much more horrifying. And not only horrifying, but like so depressing. Oh my god! And so like I mean, it depends on who you are, but like if you want like a hopeful ending to a crazy, horrible, like situational story like this, then if you want like a hopeful ending to that, then read the book. Do I have the book? I don't have the tiny version like that, but I do have the Skeleton Crew version. It's the first one on here, I believe. Yeah. Mist. If you want a hopeful ending, read the book. If you want the crazy ending that will make you so depressed, then watch the movie. The movie's still dang. I think the movie's great. I don't know. They're both good. It just kind of depends on who you are. But yeah, man, I just think that ending just really sold it for me. So I'm gonna that's why the book is or the movie is just a little bit better. Number 4 on my list is Princess Bride. I think most people would agree that this movie is extremely iconic. Look, I do have it. Forgot to put the Mist in there, but that's okay. It's glaring. Here we go. I don't have to defend the movie, I feel like. Again, the book is still fine. It's just like it's not nearly as iconic as the movie. Again, because of the cast, and like there's just certain things that like a cast can really bring to a story that like a book can't. But sometimes, man, everything just like comes together perfectly, and it's lightning in a bottle, you know. And this is definitely one of those times because I think this is probably the most quotable movie in the world that I can think of, right under Nacho Libre. Sometimes an amazing cast can really elevate the story from good to great, and like I said earlier, that's kind of the whole point. All right, the last one on my list, number 5 on my list, is Jaws. Hey, look, I got both. Check it out. Look at that, I got both of them. Both good. This one's better, though. Sorry. I mean, it's really, you know, really depends on who you are. Like I said, like I always keep saying, it depends on who you are, but no, the movie's better. Come on, guys. Like Fight Club, I can't really enjoy the book after watching the movie, man. The book focuses a lot on like these little petty subplots, like Brody's wife having an affair with the marine biologist. Who cares? There's like some like mob connections with the mayor that they didn't put in the movie. It's like little things that don't really matter, you know. It's a creature feature. It's all about the shark. And Steven Spielberg, man, he really elevated the source material with the way he used the shark, the way he didn't use it. Also, there's a lot of moments in the movie where you don't even see the shark, but you're like in the water and you're just like, it could show up at any moment, you know. And it's that like less is more kind of thing. And it's perfect. It's very subtle, and I love it. The crew filmed 100 days past their wrap date, and they were $5 million over budget, I believe. And so it was kind of a disaster. And then it was a box office success. It was crazy. I think they also hired another script writer to kind of sprinkle in some humor into the script, because Spielberg thought it was like kind of bleak, and he was like, I kind of want to make it a little more real, you know, add some humor in there, maybe change the tone just a little bit, which I think was a great idea, because there are moments with especially Richard Dreyfuss's character, where his humor and his chemistry with the captain chemistry together is like perfect, and I love it. Man, and you know what? I love books. As much as I love books, that score, that John Williams score. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you know the score. You know, even if you haven't seen the movie, you know the dun 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 dun. You know that's the shark theme. Everybody knows that. So yeah, casting can elevate your adaptation. Good chemistry, you know, with actors and stuff, and then a really good score. Like those two things can just really elevate the story. Some other things too, but those are the big ones that stand out to me. That's why I always listen to soundtracks when I read. And John Carpenter remixes. It's one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. If you have a favorite adaptation that I missed, please write it down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys later. the book is always better, right?
Espresso, but it's triple shot. I don't sweeten it. Y'all getting slapped on cause you sleeping in. On God, aside from me, I don't believe in shit. I'm done fucking, but she telling me to leave it in. Lot of blessings piling up that I ain't even wished for. None left over for y'all. I'm locking the fridge door at the crib, cutting hits.